Hello and welcome back to another episode of my Minecraft survival series. We are here in the underground tunnel, perhaps not the nicest place to start an episode. Between the two rooms that we built last episode, the ore room and the plant room, like the garden area. And I think these turned out pretty well so far. We didn't finish them. We didn't finish the ore one because we didn't have all the ores. The plant one, well, I guess we just didn't really have all the plants that we're going to be putting in here. We've got like the carrots, wheat, and potatoes, and I think we're going to add some more flowers later. Right now we've only got the roses so far, but it's going pretty well so far. And these, this is also going to go the crafting table, bed, and chest, where I was keeping my stone that I was mining. Anyway. This episode, we're going to be doing something a little different. We're going to be building a squid farm. Oh, and one more thing I forgot to mention. I've continued working on this tunnel. I've expanded it down that way some more and kept cleaning out the tunnel and replacing the andesite and diorite with stone. We're going to be building a squid farm, and I got some resources together here. We've got some hoppers, buckets, water buckets, slabs. I'm probably going to need to pick up a little more stuff, probably some redstone, stone, and so I'm going to finish getting resources, and then I'm going to go to the place where we're going to build this. So we're going to be building the squid farm in this field over here, because it's a pretty good distance away from most of the water around our base, the rivers and lakes. And that means that we'll get higher spawn rates for the squids. So the way it's normally done is we've got some water dropping down, squids spawn in it, fall off, and then we collect the ink sacs using something like copper minecarts. So I've got some iron here and hoppers, as well as stone slabs to build a frame for it. So I think right here is fine. It's not going to be extremely large. So I'll show you how I'm going to put in the water real quick. Let me go ahead and put down this bed. We're going to have like holes every other block. Not like that. Just one block deep, I think. So we can start like that. We're going to have a grid of holes, and then we're going to go up a pretty good distance. So like, probably just going to use up all this dirt. We'll go like right up to this height right here, and then we're going to go ahead and put down a slab. That's not what I meant to do. We're going to put down a slab and bridge over a little bit. Looks like we're almost in line with that last row of holes. Yep. Okay. And so we're going to go around like this, around that grid. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and finish up this kind of circle of slabs, and then we're going to make another grid and fill in our water buckets. And I don't have a water source up here. I should have done that before I came up here. But we're gonna have a grid like this, and then we'll fill in the water into these holes so that it will drip down all the way to the bottom, and squids will spawn in the water, hopefully. Alright, I've got the water, so I'm gonna go ahead and fill this in. And all the water buckets. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to have this be about, I'm going to have 4 of these sections. So this is one, and then I'll have one there, there, and there. So there's 16 columns of water here, so there will be 64 in total. So we should be able to get lots of ink sacs. I'm not going to try and make a ridiculously fast or efficient farm, because we won't need that many. I don't have anything planned for the ink sacs yet. I think it's just nice to have an ink farm. Okay, so all the water is in, and it's not going to be that fast, at least until we start filling in some of the surrounding water. But hopefully we should begin to see squid spawning soon. I don't know if they'll spawn until we are a good distance away, so I'm gonna come over here real quick, and I don't see anything spawning yet, but I'm going to go ahead and build in the other 3 sections here, and I also need to start thinking about how I'm going to collect the items. So right now we've got the water columns going into the ground here, and I think what I'm going to do is actually raise these up and then keep them in using some pressure plates, keep the water from moving, and then what I'm going to do is have hopper minecarts running underneath to pick up the items. So I realized why the squids weren't spawning. Pretty sure they can only spawn under level 63, which is ocean level, which means that I need to dig a giant pit before I actually build this. So I'm going to go ahead and tear down this, and then I'm going to basically dig a giant pit. I guess it's going to need to be, this is 8 blocks, so 16 by 16 and about 20 blocks deep. So I've started digging a big pit to put the squid farm in, and I'm thinking more about the item collection. We could just do a big field of hoppers underneath, but I think what I'm actually going to do is have some hopper minecarts, because that is going to be way cheaper. So I think first we need to make some rails. I'm almost out of wood, but there's a tree over here, and I want to see how many of these I can make. So we'll make some wood. Probably need a crafting table. I don't remember the recipe very well, but we have the crafting guide. We need some sticks. So, let's see. Okay, I know how to make sticks, but we'll start with just a few, and then go back to rails. And, okay, so we'll start with a stack of those. And how far is that going to get us? I guess we need to cover the whole thing, so we're going to need 4 stacks of rails. So I'm going to dump some of this stone in here. So how many of these can we make? Okay, we're out of iron. We're also going to need powered rails to propel the minecarts. I went ahead and made 4 stacks of normal rails, as well as 48 powered rails, which hopefully will be enough. That means that since there's 16 rows here, we can have 3 powered rails in each row. And that's just about as much as I can afford. I don't have that much gold. Actually, I might run a quick test here. So this pickaxe is about to break, but I brought another one. This is the one without silk touch. I'm going to go ahead and get some cobblestone and craft some levers. There we go. And then we're going to... this isn't how deep we're going to dig it. We're going to go, I think, 2 more blocks down. We're only going to make it like 10 blocks deep, I think. But just to run a quick test, we're going to put the rails along here, and then put in like 3 powered rails. So we'll put one there, and one there. And then stick down the levers, and power these, and see how quickly the minecart makes it across. So put it there. Okay, that's fine. So it'll definitely keep moving. And I forgot I have to recraft this every time I break it. So this is going to be underneath the floor of our farm, and it's going to pick up all the items from the squids. Alright, I finished digging out the pit. It was 10 blocks down, and then I put in some stone slabs, and I actually filled in the pressure plates that will keep the water from spreading around at the bottom. So there will be water here, 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 and every other block, but there won't be any here diagonally. So if I come up here, I'm going to go ahead and put in that grid of slabs. And actually, first I'm probably going to go ahead and put some torches into the spaces that won't have water. So it'll be like every other block along like this diagonally, which means that we would have water going into here and here, so then we would skip these blocks. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in all the torches, and then I will do the grid of slabs at the top and then begin filling in the water. Alright, so the torches down there and the grid up top of slabs are both in place, and now we should be able to begin putting in the water. So if I just put in, oh, it looks like I messed something up. Yeah, if I put in this, it's going to go where the torch is. That's fine. So, ow. I'm going to have to move the torches, it looks like. But for now, I'm just going to start putting in the water into this grid that we have here. So, if I put in that there, it'll break the torches, but we can just move them over. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in all of the water, and hopefully we can get some squids to begin spawning. Okay, so I've put in all the water. Some squids have actually begun spawning. I have 51 ink sacs so far, and I've also begun filling in some of the nearby ponds to try and increase the spawn rates. There was a big one here, and there was also one over here. And so I put in all the water. It's flowing down to the bottom, and the pressure plates are stopping it from spreading out. And then if we come underneath here, I cleared out a big space where we're going to have our minecart tracks, and that way the hopper minecarts can run underneath and pick up all the ink sacs from the squids. So I'm going to go ahead and put those in, and I also got a comparator and some repeaters so that we can build an unloading station, so that when the hopper minecart gets to the end of the track, it'll unload all its items into a chest and then keep going. Okay, it took a long time, but all the tracks are now in place. I'm using these jack-o'-lanterns as lighting, because we can place rails on them, and I have 3 powered rails in every row, and I have 3 extra, I feel like I missed part of it. I'm just going to use these to bring the minecart back, and then for the unloading station. So I'm going to have another powered rail, and then an inverted comparator with a going into a torch, so that when the minecart is empty, it will power the rail and let the minecart keep going. Alright, here we go. So it's going around pretty quickly, which is a good thing. When it gets to the end, it turns. It's going to end up right over here. It's almost done. Just 2 more rows. Okay, here it comes. And it doesn't have anything in it. My guess is that the squids haven't been spawning because I've been too close. But the track does work. And I'm just going to check real quick up above that, make sure that there are no ink sacs here that aren't getting picked up. Nope, it looks like no squids have been spawning. So I'm going to go ahead and build the unloading station. So I built the item unloading system, and I'm going to give it a test run. So if we put our hopper minecart down and put some items in it, then we can send it up there, and it's going to begin to unload into these hoppers all the items that are in it. And with the unloading station that I'm using is it's going to send the minecart back after it's emptied instead of letting it keep moving forward. So the track actually is just a straight track, and basically I made this at the front so it doesn't loop around. This just, once it comes back here, it just gets sent back to the unloading station. I guess I technically could have put the unloading station over there in the corner where the track ends, but it works either way, and now it's closer to the entrance. So I'm just going to put a chest down here for now, and eventually, if we want, we could make a nice entrance, like a staircase maybe, and decorate it, but for now I'm just going to go with a double chest. So the way that this station works is when the hopper minecart comes up here, it's immediately going to go onto the rail above the hopper, and if it has any items in it, those are immediately going to start going into the hopper. And so before the minecart can be sent back, this comparator will activate. It's going to turn off this redstone torch here, which is going to... There's a rail missing here. Okay. It's going to turn off this redstone torch here, which is going to deactivate this redstone, deactivating the powered rail, and making the minecart stop. Then once it's all unloaded, no more items will be passing through the hoppers, so it is going to start up again and be sent back on its way, back around the entire track. Now right now, no squids are spawning, but if there's any items up on the track, I can get up here. If I just throw some items down over here, you'll see that they are picked up. If we just open this, the minecart gets stopped, the items are passed into the chest. Okay, they got stopped at the hopper here because of this torch. Don't know why this is here. And what I can actually do is go ahead and move this comparator up so it'll be even faster, but I guess that's not really necessary. We can put that there, and then grab our torch, and it looks like I'm out of stone bricks actually. And then the torch can go right here. So that'll pick up that'll detect the items a little quicker, and so the minecart will never get sent back when it has items in it. Filled in another little pond, but I don't think I need to fill them in all the way. I think since squids will only spawn under, like at the bottom of the lakes, I think under like Y63, I only need to do the bottom few blocks. I can leave the top blocks of water, and then we'll spawn. You'll see there are squids over here, and I think these are taking up the mob cap and preventing more from spawning over in my farm. So I might have to fill in the bottom of some of these lakes. But if you're wondering, this tree thing over here is just a giant tree that grew, and I just shaved all the leaves off. I might actually plant some more and make we could do like 2 rows of these and then make a path in between. So I just killed a bunch of squids and filled in the bottom layer of this area of the lake. And now I'm going to go over to my farm and check if any have spawned. I don't think any will spawn in shallow lakes like this. Ponds, I guess. So I'm going to come over here and have a look. This horse has been wandering around for a while. I don't see any yet. Come down here. still don't see any, because the minecart's still moving. Is there anything in this chest? Oh, there is. There's some ink sacs. It's picking up some more. I'm gonna leave these in there. So, yeah, I just need to keep refining the, area and filling in more of these pawns to improve the spawn rates. But so far it's working pretty well. I think I'm going to wrap up the episode for today. We finished the squid farm pretty much. In the next few episodes we might be making a nicer entrance to it and a collection area with some chests. But for now we've got a working squid farm and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.